One way is by helping you get along better with others, right? Isn't that a goal we all have? And NLP, or Neuro-Linguistic Programming, in case you weren't here last week, we talked about class free, we're doing a course that starts this Friday. We'll give more information later. But last Monday we did the first free class. Today we're doing the second free class, so you can get an idea of what NLP is all about. It stands for Neuro-Linguistic Programming, and one way that it helps us is by helping us to get along with others, to learn practical skills or techniques so that we can get along better with others. One technique is called rapport, and included in that is something called mirroring. So we're going to talk about that later on. But first, let me introduce yourself to those who are stopping by for the very first time. You may be here tonight, or you may see this sometime in the future. My name is Karen Marinez. I'm an emotional wellness coach. I focus on the exhausted woman who overextends herself to please others and struggles to feel comfortable in her own skin. I help you identify, process, and unravel emotions so you can find peace, passion, and purpose. Yes, yes, yes. So make yourselves comfortable. Also, please like this video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already subscribed. Tonight is class number 2 for NLP. Stay tuned until the end. We have some good news and a surprise. All right, wink, wink. Okay, before we get started, let me see. The crowd is coming in. I'm looking at my screen over here. My dear Elvin in the back. I'm seeing my lighting a little different. My dear Elvin, we have Roxy Ebony, hey Gio, Marion, Leah from Massachusetts, Tiffany, hello, Carolyn, Marion. Oh, Marion said hi twice. Pam is here, Imani, Candida, yes, very nice to have you all. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to have you. Okay, so you've heard the expression, right? Me and my boss have a good rapport with each other. Oh, yeah, I have a great rapport with my neighbors, right? But what is rapport? Well, the dictionary defines it as a relationship marked by harmony, conformity, accord, or affinity, right? It supports agreement, alignment, likeness, or similarity. So when you say, oh, yeah, me and her have a good rapport, you're saying we have a likeness, we have a similarity, we groove, we mesh together well, there's harmony. We get along. There's affinity one for the other. Elsiana, hello, and Deborah, nice to have you here. Nice crowd. So to have successful interactions with others, which is what we want, it depends largely on our ability to establish and maintain rapport. It's interesting that most business decisions are more based on rapport than the technical merit. You're more likely to buy from, agree with, or support someone you can relate to than someone that you can't. Has that ever happened to you? You get on the phone, you're upset because of this company charged you too much, and the person, or you have a question, and the person is the nicest, and it just calms you right down. And before you got on, you were saying, this is not going to work. I am going to this is it. I'm not dealing with this company anymore. But that person was so kind and so nice. You say, oh, well, okay, I'll keep them. They do have good service, but it's all about the person that you spoke to. So before we dive in, building a rapport is something that happens naturally over time, right? Whether you're aware of it or not. But here are some NLP techniques that once you're aware of, because we're always creating more awareness around here, right? Once you're aware of it, you can accelerate your rapport with someone, anyone, and create a meaningful, more deeply intimate relationship, conversation, whether it's through coaching, asking someone on a date, right? Providing feedback, asking for that pay raise, getting along better with your boss or your supervisor, right? So, hey, Danielle, and hey, Renee. So, learning these skills helps us to better I'm sorry, I really should have set myself up better. I'm moving around and I'm sorry for that. But I'm like, I need to be centered. Okay, here we go. And these techniques will help us to gain rapport, be aware of, because we've lived our lives. Before I learned this, I lived my life creating rapport with people, but I didn't know what was actually going on. And I definitely didn't know how to accelerate it. But we want to become aware of how we can do it, how to accelerate it, and become better at it and have better relations with others. Okay? So one way is matching and mirroring the outside. Very interesting concept. Have you seen that couple in the restaurant or in the cafe sharing a meal or coffee together, looking deeply into each other's eyes, right? They're laughing, they're smiling, they're matching body language. She moves, he moves. She leans forward, he leans forward. It's just you look and you're like, oh, look at them. They are so cute, right? It's obvious that they are in rapport with they have a good rapport with each other. But then the opposite is also true. We've seen the couple, where's my phone? Right? One is looking at they sitting at the table, beautiful restaurant, one is on the phone, the other one, right? Their body language is mismatched. They're not in sync. They don't have rapport. So having an understanding of that, a person can match and mirror another person's physiology to quickly create rapport. How? It's not mimicking or copying the person, which actually annoys people and you fall out of rapport. Matching and mirroring, it's natural, it's subtle, and that's different from mimicking or copying, which is obvious and unnatural. Like my 11-year-old nephew, when he wants to bother me, that's what he does. I say something and he just keeps, right, and I'm like, would you leave me alone? And he cracks up. It's not that. It's matching and mirroring. So I'll give you an example. Body language, leg. These are things in the physiology that we'll pay attention to. The legs, head tilt, hands, arms, torso. I speak with my hands. If someone wanted to create rapport with me, they could mimic, not copy, because I don't mean if I do like this, they do like this. But perhaps they just start, or I may move like this, or so, and they start mirroring, like you're looking in the mirror and you're mimicking the person. Posture, some people are upright, others are slumped. I tend to lean to the right, others may lean to the left. Gestures, how you gesture, right? Breathing rate, some people breathe and some people hold their breath. It may have happened that you're talking to someone, they're holding their breath, you're with someone and you start holding your breath because they're telling you the story and you can't wait for the ending, and you're both, and you don't even realize it. It could also, the physiology also involves the voice, tone, pitch, volume, speed. Someone in the South may speak a whole lot slower than someone in the North of the United States, right? When we can, and in that case, if we're in the deep South and those that live there speak much slower, y'all come back now. Hey, it's good to see you. And we're speaking, I'm from New York and I'm speaking a New York speed. They they may be, what is she saying? They may not even understand what I'm saying. Or with me, I'm thinking, would they speed it up? It's different cultures, it's different, right? Different states, different cities, we have different habits, right? All of those things, if we're aware of them and we use them to our benefit and we can mirror them, we could gain a better rapport with others. So if I'm in Georgia and everyone is speaking slower and I speak slower, they can vibe with me better. If someone from Georgia comes up to New York and they can speak a little faster, we can vibe better. It's very interesting. And it's things that we know but we're not aware of. That's what I'll say, because we notice it, but we're not necessarily aware of how we can use these things to our advantage to create rapport with someone. Language, and just a side point, think of how this could affect you in a positive way. If you're from the South and you're doing a job, you want to move to the North and you're on a job interview with a person from the North, how mirroring, or vice versa, mirroring could help you on that job interview to gain the confidence, to gain a rapport with that person who's interviewing. You see how it can help us? Or we move cross state for other reasons. The more we adapt ourselves and can mirror and mimic, we're doing good. Mimic, mirror, and match. I'm sorry. Let's talk about language. In the course, you're going to learn if you're a visual person, auditory, which is hearing, kinesthetic, you feel things, smell. You're going to see which of the senses you lean towards. Okay, so let's just say I'm a visual person, right? And I'm talking to you. The way you can match and mirror my language by different cues. If I say, it was a clear day to me, it was the blackest sky. It looked, I picked that thing up and it looked completely wrong, right? You say, oh, Karen's a visual person. And I know one of my friends here is laughing because she knows I'm an avid reader and I visualize everything. And she cracks up about it, Danielle. So you're talking to me, you're listening, and you're like, oh, she's a visual person. So to mirror me, you would say, I see what you mean. I can imagine that. Now, you're not saying, I'm just emphasizing those words so you can see how it links to the visual. That's crystal clear to me, Karen. Right away, we're vibing. There's a rapport, and it's so subtle, but it works. For someone auditory, they're more of a hearer. So for me, it looks good because it's all visual. An auditory person would say, that sounds good. Isn't that interesting? We're not even aware. If you take the course, you're going to see who you are. It's another aspect to your personality. Kinesthetic, it just felt right. And for somebody like that, you could say, I'm following you. That makes sense to me too, right? A person who uses olfactory or gustatory, the taste and the smell, they would say, it smells delicious. Isn't that interesting? So when you can match and mirror a person's keywords, my keywords show you what's important to me, and they're loaded with meaning. Can you imagine in a marriage if each are aware of what their language style is? Which of the senses do they favor more? Wow, how that could help with the communication. You can become aware, you listen for the other, what's important to them, keywords loaded with meaning, right? Another way is the way the person talks. They may emphasize particular words, repeat them, or use different physiology when talking about something important to them. Somebody goes on a cruise and they say, girl, that cruise ship was so big and beautiful. Wow, right? They emphasize specific words. You could see their visual. But even the way they say, you could say, what? Really? And it creates a bonding, a vibe, a rapport. It says help. And Gio says, isn't that interesting? It's fascinating. And these are all things that happen all the time that we're just not paying attention to. Let's talk about accessing cues that the eyes give. Okay. So not so much something to match or mirror, but more something to be aware of. We move our eyes in a patterned way. My niece, one of my nieces, for instance, she moves her eyes left, right, when she's talking. And it's an indication on the outside about what's happening on the inside. So when we're aware of this, it can allow us insight into the way the person is accessing information. For example, when the brain is recalling something that's already happened, most people's eyes look up and to the left. But of course, if I'm looking up to the left, I think this is a mirror image. So you're going to see it or if you're standing in front of me, you're going to see it looks like the right? But obviously, yeah, I don't know what you're seeing. Let me know if you're seeing the opposite, but it's the opposite, right? And someone imagining an experience, like they're talking about an upcoming vacation, they may likely look up to the right. And then you looking at it would look like I'm looking to the left, right? Because you're mirroring, you're standing in front of me, right? So it's opposites. Using that information, you can gain, hey, audience, hey, girl, welcome. You can begin to match and mirror their representational system, gain an understanding of how this person standing in front of you processes the world. It's just like what do they say? The eyes are the mirror of the soul, right? It feels completely different when someone is batting their eyes at you than when they're glaring at you, right? And it's also different if someone is just staring into space. That's how I am when I'm at the beach, staring into space, than when they're staring at you, right? And look, if you have a fresh teenager, you're probably very familiar with eye rolling, right? If they dare. And maybe a whatever, mom, right? So why is this effective? Because when we mirror and match, the other person gets to see themselves in you. So if you use these techniques, you become a mirror to the other person so they see themselves and they gain a sense that you really understand them, hear them, and see them. It's phenomenal. It's fascinating because outside of awareness, when we're not even aware of all of this that's going on when we're having an interaction with someone, which is why sometimes we leave and say, wow, I like her. Or we leave and say, I don't ever want to see her again, right? We tend to like people who are like us. We like the familiar, right? So you may find that your friends are visual, and if you can get in and be visual with them, there's more of a bond. Which is why people that read, you like to read? I do too. What kind of books you like? We form alliances. There's a rapport. Okay, it just says interesting. It's very, and this is all going on daily, because how many people do we come in contact on a daily basis? Even if we don't leave the house, we're on the phone with people, we're texting, right? We can see and we can match and mirror them to build a better rapport. Okay, now what about matching and mirroring the inside of the person? You said, Karen, but how is that possible? How can I know what's going on the inside of the person? Again, haven't you met someone, you had a conversation, and you're like, you feel like you deeply understand that person, and that or that the other person deeply understood you, like you felt like there was a connection, y'all are on the same page, and you may have only met them an hour ago. My guess is if you've experienced that, there's a tendency to like that person because they seem to understand you as other people have not. A lot of people go through life feeling misunderstood. I said this, they understood this. I said that, they interpreted it, and I'm like, what? That's not what I meant at all. Totally misunderstood. But yet you meet this person randomly, or maybe at some gathering or a party or a dinner, and it's like, he or she gets me. They understand. And how about the opposite, where the other person just does not see, hear, or understand where you're coming from? And it could be a family, it could be a sibling, it could be a parent, right? Hey, Luz, welcome. Taking so many notes. Good. It could be a parent, it could be a sibling. You're like, we don't, I don't understand her. We always have it's always a knockdown, drag out at the end. I can't with her. Because that's what, and I'm still fixing everything here. But when we use and we create a rapport quickly because we match and mirror a person's interior, it's because it's expressed on the exterior. So let's talk about it. Values, right? Nobody's walking around saying, I'm polite, I'm honest, I'm respectful. But the way you observe someone, you can tell if they're polite, honest, and respectful. Those are values that they have, and you're like, yeah, I'm the same way, we can vibe. So if you were to talk about something that would involve those three values, right away they would get it. Some of us do community work, And we're trying to find a way to find a common interest with the people that we approach. This could help. Have you noticed how there's a lack of honesty, there's a lack of respect in the world today? The person, yes, just did you see the news about that just the other day? These people with their aggressive jargon, you got them, right? You know what their value system is. And what about belief structures? We all have our belief system, right? And it could be politics. We could talk religion. Everyone has a belief. One may be Christian, the other one is Muslim. If you have that information, that allows you to see who this person is, what they hold as important, right? And then habituated thinking patterns. This is very interesting. Global or detailed? I want you to put it in the, after I explain this, I want you to put it in the chat. Which one are you? Global or detail? A global thinker is someone that focuses on the big picture. All right, let's look, and they may say that many times. All right, let's focus on the big picture here, guys, right? Broad concepts, overall trends, while detailed thinkers refer to a pattern where someone meticulously analyzes specific aspects, minutia of a situation, paying very detail oriented. Which one are you? I think I'm a detailed person. Put it in the chat. Which one are you? Global thinker or a detailed thinker? And why is that important? Because if I'm a detailed thinker and Elvin, my husband, is a global thinker, oh, Maria, you're here. Hey. So we got 2 detailed so far, 3 detailed, and 1 global so far. And I think I'm a detailed. Elvin, you think you're a global? So imagine, because usually opposites attract. I'm detailed. I remember Elvin would say, it says detail. Yeah. Danielle said just the fact. Keep it surfing. Yeah. Get to the point. Marion says global. Sally, of course. Sally says, can you be a combo? We all, yeah, you can. But which do you lean to? I don't think any of us are 50-50. Which one do you lean to more? Sally, I think you might be global. Andrea, you're here. Hey. Andrea says she's detailed. Leah says detailed all the way. Elvin says global. Jenny, hey, I'm a detailed thinker for sure. Good evening. Good evening, guys. Yes. Okay. So we got a lot of detailed thinkers, right? Which is why Elsiana says she's detailed, which is why we vibe. But even though I'm a detailed person and Danielle is not, and we spend a lot of time together. I'm a detailed person and Elvin is a global person. Elvin and Danielle, I spend a lot of time, and I'm the detailed, they're the global. But when I speak to them, what I should do is, okay, let me get to the facts. Elvin doesn't get a chance. I get it. He gets all the details, especially after I'm out all day and I come home, I got to tell it all to him. And he, deals with it. He's adjusted. Oh, Renee says detailed as well. But when I'm talking to Danielle, who is a global person, I have to hold back. And then when she's talking to me, wink, wink, I'm like this. And she's very global. She's glossing over and I'm like, and then I have to ask very specific questions and hope that she doesn't just brush me off like, girl, I ain't got time to tell you all of that. So Alejandro, Andres says 4 global people. Yeah. But you see that? So when we're talking to, we should know if our spouse is global or detailed. If our children, if we could have 4 children, each of them, 2 could be global and 1 detailed, 2 global, right? We should know this because then when we're talking to them, we can see how to speak because that's their thinking pattern. It's nothing wrong. Elvin enjoys I should hope so. Poor thing if he doesn't, but I can see the face and I'm like, okay, let me get to the point. Elvin laughs. Alejandro has put the chat link in the link to the WhatsApp chat in the chat box. If you're here and you're not a part of that WhatsApp group, please click it, join us so you can get more details about everything. That's where all the details happen. Tiffany's global. Okay. I wouldn't have thought that. Tiffany says she's global. And Elvin, they're all laughing. He sees it. Okay. Here's another habituated thinking pattern: optimistic or pessimistic. Put it in the chat. I'm definitely optimistic. But optimistic is I see possibilities, right? And pessimistic sees doom and gloom. An optimistic person is a positive person. They say to the other person, oh, um, let me think. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. It's gonna be 80 degrees and da 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 da, and the sun's shining. And the pessimistic person says, "Yeah, and tomorrow it's gonna rain." Right? So okay. Ah, Andrea, nice. That's interesting. Andrea says she and her husband are both detailed, she thinks. So she's learning how to be global. But I think that's wonderful if the two of y'all are in sync like that. You have rapport, darling, with your dear Riley. Marion says optimist, Andrea, optimist. Lou says realistic optimist. Okay. We got a lot of optimists. Uh, Renee, Gio, definitely you lean towards optimism. Fabi Boo, recovering pessimist, nice, working on that. Leah, optimistic. Yolanda, hey, welcome. It's a pessimistic. It's all about awareness. All about awareness. Marion says she must change from global to detail. And Imani, are you saying you're optimist and a pessimist? Danielle says pessimistic, drive down, doom drive. So that leads to Elsiana. I think I'm sometimes both. Okay, yeah, we could kind of be in the middle, but we usually lean more towards one. Yeah. So Imani says she's both. Okay. And it could also depend on how we're feeling that day and who we spend time with. Maybe if you're in the middle, if you're around, PJ said, Pam says pessimistic. Okay. It could be that if we are around pessimistic people, we become pessimistic because we're kind of like in the middle. And if we're around optimistic people, we finish feeling optimistic. Jenny says optimistic. Grass is not always green on the other side. I just look at mine and remember to go, girl, and remember to water it. Say it, sister. I love that. So the more we learn about ourselves and then we pay attention to the people that are around us. Is your boss grumpy and pessimistic? Pay attention. Learn how to work around that. Your husband, pay attention. Your wife, pay attention and learn how to work around it. Another thing is a sense of humor. When you are with someone and you all notice the same things or you laugh at the same things, there's a couple, they come and they attend religious meetings where I attend, and they're new. And I end up usually sitting near them. And I noticed that the same things I notice and laugh at, giggle, or they do the same thing. And I'm like, I like these people. These are my people, right? And me and Elvin, for instance, we sit at we're watching, we have nights where we sit and watch the same, the same shows that we both enjoy. And we end up cracking up at the same thing. There's a connection. We're not talking, but we may say, oh my goodness, right? We're connected. There's that rapport. And that feels really good. Tiffany, well, maybe I'm a little bit of both optimistic and pessimistic. Okay. It says, well, yeah, we know Wadi is definitely optimistic. I guess opposites, they attract. Yeah, opposites attract. They really, really do. So look at how much we're learning, right? And the more we are aware of it in ourselves and then aware of it in those who we are around, we can build a rapport with them and have better relations, better communication, all that good stuff. Feel better, happier, connect with people that at first we may be like, ooh, but we can find a way. All right. Another technique is called pacing and leading. This is another one, very interesting. Building rapport is about pacing another person's reality. So they get a sense that you're with them wherever they are in the world. And if you're able to hold that space for another person where they get the experience that they're with someone who truly understands them, there you got them. It's a depth. There's a rapport. right? It's an open, connective space that where you can facilitate real change, right? Because you connect. Here's how you can test that: matching and mirroring the other person, and then mismatching them and see if they follow. Some examples: take a step. You're talking to someone, take a step backwards to see if they take a step forward. Like you're like this, and you just back up. If they stay there, it's mismatch. But if they move forward, there we go. You can cross your legs or uncross them and see if the person mirrors that. You can pick up a glass and take a sip, see if they mirror that. And that's why we look at couples sometimes, it's like, look at them. They fix their glasses at the same time, they massage their neck. It's very interesting to watch. Candida says optimistic and less likely to depressed at times. Understandable. Yeah. So you're kind of in the middle, perhaps. Yeah. So if they follow you when you take a step backwards or you cross or uncross your leg, then begin matching and mirroring you. Mirror, and they start doing that to you, mirroring. It's a tongue twister. Mirroring and matching you, then you know you're in rapport with that person. Isn't that cute? So NLP is the ability to relate to others in a way that creates trust and understanding. I get you, you get me. It's the ability to see the other point of view of the other person, get them to understand yours, because we're not, no matter how much we're alike, we're similar to someone else. We're never exact, even twins are never exactly alike, right? So we need to hear their point of view and see it and get it, and then we want them to understand ours. Again, especially in marriages, this is so important, and in friendships, right? And at the workplace. And you don't have to agree with their point of view or even like it. But if you can build that rapport, you can make communication easier. That's just one technique that we talked about under the umbrella of rapport with all these other techniques, right? Mirroring, matching, right? Language, all those things. Pessimist, optimist, value system, right? And communication makes the world go round. It affects every single relationship that we have. Even if we're texting or we're in a chat box like here, or now if you have a problem with your cell phone, instead of calling, or you can get in the chat. It's all about communication. So the better we communicate, the better we learn these techniques so that we have more tools in our toolbox to build rapport, to learn about ourselves, learn about others, bond, mesh, right? We have more ease in our lives because we get along better with others. It gives us peace of mind. We learn about ourselves better. We can reach our goals in a better way. We're going to set goals day 2 of the class. We're going to set goals, and then all the rest of the class, the 28 days that are left of the class, we're going to examine our goals from this angle, from that angle. We're going to flip it upside down. We're going to twist it around so that we can reach our goals. It's a beautiful thing. And as we learn those things and move towards our goals, we're learning about ourselves, so we'll know how to maneuver through the world better. There are people who have a hard time getting along with others. They just, I don't get her. There are marriages that they're like this. Parents with their children, children with their parents. NLP helps learn the techniques so that we can move with more ease in this world, because we are dealing with people, interacting is better, with people all the time, right? So here's some details about the class. Uh, we start Friday, December 20th. Few days from now, you're going to learn strategies that hundreds of women are successfully using to communicate assertively in any field of their life to achieve their financial and relationship goals. Yes, it even reaches into our finances. What happens in our in our wallet is a direct reflection of what's going on in here. Yes, there is a connection. Why can't I get my finances? Why am I so irresponsible? And we just shoot ourselves out. Why do I have debt? It's what's going on in here and in that subconscious that controls 95% of our actions. Only 5% is logical. All of that is going on in here in the subconscious, and it controls every aspect of our lives. Part of the program as well, the course, you will have access to a community of people with similar interests. We're going to have a group chat. Everyone's going to be sharing each day the challenge. They're going to be responding to it, similar to the UCO class, but UCO, we sent pictures because we were organizing our home. This will be a few words answering the question. All right. And you'll be able to exchange experiences, learn from others, grow together. I learn from you. I'll be there every step of the way, every day, on with you, coaching you. It's a simple text message. So whether you do it in the morning, the challenge, in the whatever time of day, night, you get it done, there's no pressure. Oh, I got to get it done by 5. No. Or we're all on at 5. No. That's not even realistic. But there'll be 4 live Zoom classes in the time that we're together. And all the information will be, when you sign up, we'll put all that information, when, and all that good stuff. The price right now until midnight, because we extended it, is $127. After tonight, after midnight, the price goes up. As soon as we finish the live, I'm going to put the new price in the WhatsApp group chat. So if you want that sale price, please sign up before midnight. We want you to have the good price. Why suffer and pay more, right? Now, what's the surprise, you say? Well, Vimes called me and they have decided to add into the value of the class. Are you ready? You can invite anyone that lives under your roof with you, family, roommates, husband, children. You can invite them in under that one price to join the group, to join the class. Okay, they can participate in everything. They'll be in the live Zooms if they please. All of everything that you have, they have access to. All the PDFs, all the information, the classroom information. And for those who are concerned, well, I don't know if I'll be able to make it live. The live class is always recorded. So I teach you something. We're going to do different exercises with visualization, all kind of different exercises each week. If you're not able to make it, it'll be recorded. Then we always turn off the recording after a while, and that's when we get to the juicy conversation. Everybody loves that. I love it too. It's my favorite part. And then the problem is we just have to okay, we got to go. Let's get off of this Zoom. But we learn from each other. Everybody shares their own experiences. It's a wonderful vibe. We create rapport around here, okay? And the classes are really phenomenal. So if you're already enrolled, this applies to you as well. You can invite anyone that lives under your roof if you enroll this week as well. That is open to you. We hope you will join the class. It's going to be phenomenal. It's not huge. It'll be intimate enough that it's not overwhelming, but it's just enough so that we can be comfortable and learn about ourselves, learn about others, and learn from others. That's the beauty of group. I do one-on-one sessions with people, group coaching. If you're interested in that, reach out. My Instagram, my email is all in the show notes. And of course, if you join the WhatsApp chat, you can reach me there as well. But the classes are always in groups, and we have the best of times. Okay. Aaliyah says, I agree, the wallet connection. Yeah, it's there. And then Sally says, Vim as well. Yeah, Sally took the UCO class. She enjoyed it. It's phenomenal. And the information is just so good. And we want to think about it. We want to walk through life with more ease. And how do we do that? By learning more about ourselves, digging deeper, and being able to interact with others on a more pleasant basis. All right. And of course, whenever we learn more about ourselves and we realize, oh, I got a lot to do, right? Then we have more compassion with other people. When we see them and they have no idea what's going on, they have no idea that 95% of their subconscious is controlling what they do, and only 5, they think that what they do is well thought out and planned. We have more compassion for them, empathy. Like they just don't know it. Like I didn't know. So I get it, and I can be more loving and compassionate and empathetic with other people. That makes us better people as we move through the world and interact with other people. And people feel that. They feel they're not being judged. And of course, we have to lessen the judgment of ourselves. But I can go on and on because emotional wellness is my favorite topic. Okay. Again, please enter the WhatsApp chat if you have not already. More information will be there. Tonight, midnight, the sale ends. Please take advantage of it. And then the new price will take place tomorrow. And on, the class starts Friday the 20th. Look forward to seeing you there. The lives will continue, but on another day in the next few weeks. All right? Kisses, hugs, love you all. Thanks for your support. It's always a pleasure. Y'all make me like, I get so excited. Your presence means everything to me. I appreciate the support. Share this, like it, subscribe, send it to someone else that could benefit from the information. And I'll see y'all soon. All right, bye-bye. Hello. My name is Karen Marinez. I'm an emotional wellness coach. I help you learn how to identify, process, and untangle those emotions that we all deal with on a daily basis. Vimes Life now has a membership for the English-speaking audience. It's really good news. So let me tell you 5 benefits that you gain by joining the membership. The first one is you get videos made monthly exclusively for you, those who are part of the membership. Number 2, once a month you get a live Zoom with me so we can interact. I can teach you, comfort you, and answer your questions. It'll be really nice. Number 3, you get a separate chat exclusively for those within the membership. 4th benefit, you get special stickers. When you interact in the chat on YouTube Live, when we're live on Mondays, your name will have a little special sticker next to it to identify you as one of the members of the membership. And number 5, last but not least, you get special discounts on our courses. So you say, well, how do I sign up? Right below, right by the subscribe button, we hope you subscribe. Right by the subscribe button, there's a circle. It's white inside, black lettering, it says join. Press that. You'll see the first 3 options are for the Spanish audience with Spanish speaking coaches. Mine is the last one, and guess what it's called? Vimes Life Inner Circle. So come on into my inner circle so we can get to know each other better and I can help you and coach you. I'll see you soon. Bye now.